Last night's U.S. strikes on Iranian nuclear sites prompting new discussions between world nations. Iran's foreign minister announcing he's traveling to Moscow to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin, while President Trump is set to attend the NATO summit later this week. The NATO summit is set to begin. The strikes, of course, also sparking political response both worldwide and here at home. And for more on that, we're bringing in our panel now. Former New York State Senator and Democratic strategist David Carlucci and Republican strategist Matt Klink. Welcome both, gentlemen. Glad you're here. Matt, why don't we start with you here, because we see Republicans largely praising Trump for showing strength here. Is there a clear end game, or is this a reaction without strategy?
End game by President Trump. I think that his goal is to take Iran's nuclear capabilities off the table. Initial prognosis is good, but ultimately we need bomb damage assessment to make sure we got what we needed to get. But look, we conducted 3 strikes against 3 nuclear facilities. No civilian or military targets were hit. No American troops were even fired upon. So all in all, it was a successful event last night. And let's hope that it did the job and that this is a limited involvement for the United States.
Okay, so David, Democrats already warning this could spiral into another endless war. What is your perspective on these U.S. strikes?
Yeah, I think it's important to recognize that it's Democrats and Republicans that are just extremely concerned about this action. You have members of Congress saying that Congress needs to be involved in this. If you're going to strike a foreign country, that's the purpose, to have that check, to have that balance, and make sure that the country's on board. I heard my friend say that we've heard it's a success. Well, you can't manage what you can't measure. And unfortunately, we can't measure this. We say it's a success. Why? Because Donald Trump said so. Unfortunately, that's the only criteria we can go off of. And I think this is going to be very problematic. Donald Trump is already hinting at the fact that this is about a regime change, something that he campaigned relentlessly against. But now he's setting a back door open to say that's the strategy. And that's really the only thing I can see happening here.
Matt, I see you shaking your head.
Yeah, that's just flat out ridiculous. The way what Trump's Truth Social tweet said was that he said that it wouldn't be a bad thing, but that doesn't mean that we're going to put boots on the ground and overthrow the government. It means that if the conditions are right, as the general said a couple segments ago, that we wouldn't be against that happening. But the Iranian people need to rise up against the dictators.
Well, obviously, but what Donald Trump said is that there would be a regime change. I just saw the tweet. They just put
you could keep dreaming that, David, but that's not what it said.
I just read it. Everybody that's watching this show just read the same tweet.
Okay.
So, I mean, or truth, or whatever you want to call it. The problem here is it's just a wing and a prayer. And yes, I hope the president is successful for all of our sakes, of course. But unfortunately, that's all we have. It's another roll of the dice, a wing and a prayer. That's all we have. We have the latest intelligence from their national security advisor is telling us that Iran was far off from being capable of developing these nuclear weapons.
That wasn't the Democrats are really,
no, this isn't Democrats. Why not tell us
just a couple weeks ago they were slamming Donald Trump for negotiating with Iran. Now they slammed Donald Trump for attacking Iran. Look, he negotiated, or he tried to negotiate. Iran was doing nothing. Israel is dominating Israel militarily.
Well, again, this is your word. Why not give us the information?
What the only nation in the world could do, we took out the 3 nuclear sites.
Yeah, okay, that's all obvious. But the fact remains that we still do not have this intelligence.
Democrats have nothing intelligent to say.
Okay,
no, we want intelligence to prove the point that Iran should be attacked. And if that is true, then share that intelligence with Congress and share it with the American public. Why not?
So that it leaks, so that the Dems can leak it to the New York Times? No, thank
you. There's already been an attack.
Like Chuck Schumer and like Adam Schiff? No, thank you.
So, Matt, let me ask.
Are members of Congress, so
Matt,
they shouldn't be advised? I mean, what are you saying?
And the Trump administration
gentlemen,
advised that they are required to do.
Matt, does this align with Trump's America First promise to keep the U.S. out of foreign conflicts?
Absolutely, 100%. He has been consistent. 100%. Can I finish, please? Or are you going to keep talking, David?
I'm trying to understand. This is just, he's kind of silly. But please.
Oh, gentlemen, I really appreciate the verb.
The truth is, you have no real information.
David, you got nothing. Your
Okay.
party's got
You have nothing
going for it.
There is nothing here.
Okay.
We are trying. I want the president to succeed. Why not show us this proof?
David, you don't want the president to succeed. Come on, you're part of the problem.
Okay. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I want our country to do well. But all I'm saying is if there is proof about this, we are just walking into another Iraq. This weapons of mass destruction, we're giving the same old BS. So if there is this proof, if there is this intelligence, then share it with our Congress, please.
I guess you didn't
and not
watch
just go
Marco
off the whims
Rubio
of
on
what Donald Trump
CBS News
is
this morning.
truthing.
You don't enrich uranium to 60% unless you're building a nuclear bomb, David.
That's all the information.
The Iranians have acknowledged that. David, I don't have access to classified information.
Yes, either do I. But but our Congress,
so
our
then
members
you're
of
going to
Congress
assume the worst. You're assuming the worst, but because the orange man
I have nothing to go off of other than what Donald Trump is truthing. So what I'm getting at is that we need to keep our members of Congress, our branches of government,
and they will be briefed,
and they will be more of an attack on our Constitution.
And David, they will be briefed tomorrow when the Trump is following the Constitution. They will be briefed tomorrow.
Okay, I hope so. And I mean, I don't want it to be this horrible information, but I think we need that. We've seen enough is enough, and we can't just go by because we have a whim that there's some problem going on. Our president needs some leeway. I give you that.
And it was a beautiful strike that was 100% success.
A beautiful strike. I mean, I don't even know what that means. It's absurd to use information like that. You're going off of something. Who's measuring this? It's a beautiful strike.
David, God help you. I bless you. Hope you do well.
Okay, gentlemen,
I appreciate that.
I actually really appreciate what has just unfolded over the last few minutes, because I think there are a lot of Americans who identify with the perspectives that both of you are bringing to bear tonight. And I appreciate, even with the passion that we've seen, that we can all sit down and have this conversation. Matt Klink, David Carlucci, I appreciate you both. Thank you so much, as always.
Good to be with you. Thank you.